Developmental norms refer to milestones and stages of physical, cognitive, or emotional development, or any typical characteristic or patterns of development expected at any given age. Development refers to age-related changes in our characteristics and capacities, while norms refer to what is normal or typical. Paul Boltes, a German psychologist, observed that development is multidimensional. Thus, we may study the development of many different types of characteristics. There are four general areas of human development: physical, cognitive, emotional, and social. Physical developments are changes in the body and the ability to control. Cognitive or mental developments are changes in the mind and in our knowledge and understanding. Emotional developments are changes in our knowledge and ability to manage our emotions, while social developments are changes in how we understand and interact with other people. But how are developmental norms related to psychological testing? One way in which meaning can be attached to test scores is to indicate how far along the normal developmental path the individual has progressed. Other developmental systems utilize more highly qualitative descriptions of behavior in specific functions, such as sensory motor activities or concept formation. However expressed, scores based on developmental norms tend to be psychometrically crude and do not lend themselves well to precise statistical treatment. Nevertheless, they have considerable appeal for descriptive purposes, especially in the intensive clinical study of individuals and for certain research purposes. Mental age is a person's mental ability expressed as the age at which an average person reaches the same ability. Alfred Binet, a French psychologist who invented the first practical intelligence test, popularized the term mental age and employed the more neutral term mental level. In age scales such as the Binet and its revisions, prior to 1986, items were grouped into year levels. For example, those items passed by the majority of 7-year-olds in the standardization sample were placed in the 7-year level, and so forth. A child's score on the test would then correspond to the highest year level. Mental age norms have also been employed with tests that are not divided into year levels. In such case, the child's raw score is first determined. The mean raw scores obtained by the children in each year group within the standardization sample. The mean raw score of the 8-year-old children, for example, would represent the 8-year-old raw score, then her or his mental age on the test is 8 years. All raw scores on such a test can be transformed in a similar manner. It should be noted that the mental age unit does not remain constant with age, but tends to shrink with advancing years. Since intellectual development progresses more rapidly at the earlier stages and gradually decreases as the individual reaches his or her mature limit, the mental age unit shrinks correspondingly with age. Grade equivalence. Scores in educational achievement tests are often interpreted in terms of grade equivalence. Tests are understandable because they are employed in a school setting. Despite their popularity, grade norms have several shortcomings. First, grade units are obviously unequal, and these inequalities occur irregularly in different subject matter areas. Next, grade norms are also subject to misinterpretation unless the test user keeps firmly in mind the manner in which they were derived. Lastly, grade norms tend to be incorrectly regarded as performance standards. Ordinal scales. Ordinal scales are designed to identify the stage reached by the child in the development of specific behavior functions. An early example is provided by the work of Gesell and his associates in Yale. The Gesell developmental schedules show the approximate developmental level in months that the child has attained in each of the four major areas of behavior, namely motor, adaptive, language, and personal social. Gesell and his co-workers emphasized the sequential pattern and uniformities of developmental sequences and an orderly progression of early behavioral changes. For example, the child's reaction towards a small object placed in front of him or her exhibit a chronological sequence and visual fixation. In summary, ordinal scales are designed to identify the stage reached by the child in the development of specific behavior functions.